Jermaine's been talking a lot, which is actually great for AJ. Because, of course, when you've been in so many huge fights, do you get up for Otto Wallin? When he talks shit, yeah, you do. And I think AJ would like to remove his head from his neck, which would be fun.
Good. Still tricky. Still never, not in any way a foregone conclusion. You saw how he performed against Fury. A really good performance, and then obviously with Gassiev the win, that's a great performance as well. So he's flying high, to be honest. He's doing well. Like off that loss to Fury, he's still got a lot of credit for it. So to come in with AJ, he's going to be bouncing. And you even saw him at the press conference yesterday, giving it to AJ. He's full of it. He's full of confidence, and that's always dangerous for a fighter. And we've seen AJ, I'm not going to say struggle with southpaws, because Usyk's just a different puzzle entirely. He got through Charles Martin very easily, so there's a bit of difference there, but he's not the most comfortable with them, so that could be a potential banana slip. But at the same time, he's still got a lot of experience using them in camps and working with them and stuff, so he can bring all that through.
Previous fights, he's probably had a bit of a, you should do this, but it's kind of a bit apprehensive, thinking, well, don't feel right, or I've done half guessing it, or not confident in what he's doing but just doing it anyway. I know for this fight he will be clear and decisive, knowing what he needs to do and going out and doing it. And a lot of people say, oh, AJ is probably looking more like his old self, and that will be because of these things that he's doing.
So what happens on December 23rd?
Without a shadow of a doubt, it's an AJ knockout.
A good fight. I think Otto Wallin's a good fighter, but I think Anthony Joshua, if he's firing, he's very good with southpaws. He's got a lovely right hand. I just think if he's aggressive enough and not really gun shy a little bit, I think Joshua wins and wins well. I think I think he's very good with southpaws.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it, it's not the fight you want. Again, it was Wilder and AJ.
Fight fans, welcome back to Luxury Tainment. In this video, we'll go inside the ring looking at the fight between Anthony Joshua versus Otto Wallin, scheduled in Saudi Arabia. Anthony Joshua will continue his bid to win back the world heavyweight titles when he faces Otto Wallin. Joshua has already fought twice this year, this being his third fight in 2023, ensuring that this is the most active he has been in 7 years. Anthony Joshua is 34 years old, and he was last in action in August when he knocked out Robert Helenius in the 7th round, and is looking for another statement victory ahead of career-defining fights in 2024. Joshua beats Wallin twice as an amateur, but their reunion will be a different proposition as a professional. The Swede's only defeat in 27 fights came as he lost on points to Tyson Fury in 2019. But the Gypsy King required 47 stitches and plastic surgery following the damage caused by Otto Wallin. The 33-year-old Wallin told Luxury Tainment, "I would say he is still one of the best heavyweights out there, and he's made an amazing career for himself." He was then quick to criticize Joshua. "There's been a decline, and I think he has reached his peak already. I think he is mentally fragile, he's not sure of himself, he cares a lot about what people think of him, and I think it's hard for him when people are being critical or there are boos in the crowd." Wallin continued and added, "I think it's the perfect time to face AJ. He was a seek and destroy kind of guy, very aggressive. Then he lost to Andy Ruiz. He got stopped. He lost to Oleksandr Usyk twice. He knows he can lose and get hurt, and he doesn't like that. He doesn't like getting hit." Wallin was also keen to suggest that Joshua's most recent change of trainer, his third in 2.5 years, could cost the 34-year-old due to a lack of consistency in his corner. Indeed, Joshua has traded Rob McCracken for Robert Garcia, for Derek James, for Ben Davison since 2021, and many fans are skeptical of the frequency of change and the partnership with Davison in particular. Yet Davison has his own history with Wallin. The 27-year-old Briton was in Tyson Fury's corner in 2019 when the Gypsy King battled through a nasty cut to secure a decision win against Wallin. That is not to say Joshua teamed with Davison specifically to prepare for Wallin. AJ had been training under the young coach in secret over the summer, and he was aware of the skepticism of fans and pundits, as he showed with a prickly response to a question about Davison in November. The more enthralling thread in Davison's history with Wallin is actually his past with Fury, and even that encounter with Wilder. Joshua still hopes to box Fury one day, but a matchup with fellow ex-world champion Wilder seems to be next for AJ. Many figures in boxing have made that claim before, but sources insist to Luxurytainment Joshua versus Wilder will be just one of the numerous mega fights in Saudi Arabia in 2024. Another interesting aspect of Saturday's main event is Wallin's southpaw stance, as Joshua, despite his specific success against the Swede, has struggled with southpaws at times, most notably his 2 losses to Usyk. Perhaps the last key factor to consider is that Saturday marks Joshua's 3rd fight in 8 months. The last time he fought so frequently was in 2016, and he has expressed his craving for activity in recent times. In that regard, this 3rd outing of the year may be a good thing. It would be easier to make that case if it was his 3rd straight fight under James, obviously, especially as his performance against Robert Helenius in August was an improvement upon his showing against Jermaine Franklin in April. Joshua laboured to a decision win over Franklin in his first fight under James, before scoring a stunning knockout of Helenius in round 7. Let's now look at the advantages and disadvantages of each fighter. Starting with Anthony Joshua. Advantages: powerful punching. Joshua is known for his knockout power, and he has a high knockout ratio in his victories. Athleticism. He possesses good fitness and agility for a heavyweight, allowing him to move well in the ring. Technical skills. Joshua has solid technical skills with a good jab and combination punching. Now let's look at the disadvantages for Anthony Joshua. Vulnerability. Joshua has shown vulnerability, particularly his loss to Andy Ruiz Jr. in June 2019. This vulnerability may be a target for opponents. Endurance. In some fights, concerns have been raised about Joshua's endurance, especially in the later rounds. Now let's look at the advantages for Otto Wallin. Southpaw stance. Wallin's southpaw stance can be an advantage, as it can create difficulties for orthodox fighters who are more accustomed to facing fighters with a traditional stance. Boxing IQ. Wallin is known for his good boxing IQ and strategic approach to fights. Solid defense. He has demonstrated a solid defensive skill set, making it challenging for opponents to land clean shots. Now let's look at the disadvantages for Otto Wallin. Limited experience. Wallin might have less experience at the elite level compared to Joshua, which could be a disadvantage in terms of facing top-tier opponents. Power. While Wallin has respectable power, he may not have the same knockout power as someone like Joshua. I believe that Joshua will strike sooner against Wallin, not in spite of AJ having a new trainer, but because of it. And don't forget, Joshua has beaten Wallin before, and in a way, so has Davison. Joshua will need to be on his A game against Wallin if he wants to fight for a world title again. Anthony Joshua is a genuinely nice guy. AJ's fall from grace has been tough to see for supporters, with many still reckoning he can mix with the very best of the heavyweight world. Against Wallin, Joshua has the chance to show he can indeed carry the hopes of a nation once more.
So confident. He was so confident on stage. It's like, what did he say? AJ, you hit your peak in 2018. So he basically said, AJ, you were good 5 years ago. It's not your time now. And look, we'll see. I mean, AJ, has he changed trainer? But look, we know he's with a trainer in Ben Davison. It's not the same as Derek James. Scan on there. It's a risky one, you know. I don't know why you keep rolling the dice. Like, AJ Wilder were on the same event. They were in the same room. They were on the same stage. Make AJ Wilder. Like, it could be a case of the pot of money isn't enough to make. I don't know, but we can't keep rolling the dice. Like, Wilder's got a risky one in Parker. Parker's active. Wilder's 1 round in 2 years. So I think both of them have got risky fights, but AJ Otto Wallin is a risky one.
Yeah, these things happen in the sport. You'll be sparring someone, then you end up fighting them. It's a bit weird, but it's just the way it is. AJ's beat him twice, but that means nothing when you're professional. But there's something about AJ. He looked a bit angry on that press conference. I kind of liked it, but hopefully he doesn't take that into the fight. But I think he did well against Usyk in the second fight, and I think he'll line Wallin up and probably get him out there in the later rounds.
Yeah, look, do you know what? I don't know. I've said this before, that in some weird way, AJ's a harder fighter to beat now. Definitely not as this way.
We at Luxury Entertainment, we're predicting that AJ wins by a knockout on the 7th round. So guys, who do you have winning? Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment and share, and have a great day.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Champion, the current reigning and defending undefeated WBC lineal heavyweight champion of the world, introducing the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury.
I have a plan. Stop him.
Left hand again. He gets him against the ropes, and he goes down again. Weight champion of the world. My goodness, this This kid is patient, he has extreme punching power, and he has speed and timing. He is dynamic.
You know, this kid, to me, is